How's everyone doing? Welcome. Hope everyone is doing good. Just waiting for some viewers to show up. Can everybody hear me okay? Okay, there we go. Uh, Thank you for joining. How's everyone doing so far? Trying to find, oh, there we go. For some reason, I couldn't see the messages or the conversation. Hi, Sylvia. Hi, Astrid. Hi, Anita. Deborah. Tina. Is everybody ready for Christmas? Because I'm not. Yeah, I feel a little bit behind right now. Hi, Robin. Okay, sound is good. Great. Hello, hello. Okay, so I think I am going to switch over my camera to the table so I can show you what we are going to be playing with today. Okay, here we go. So I was working on a little project last week, and I figured I will do this live today. So I made this little tag, and I have a ton of different collections mixed here. I have my florals here. Then I have the tags from Esther's. I have the little houses or the little village dies from David's. The large stamp die from Annette. So yeah, I just kind of mixed and match a bunch of different things here. I was just playing and having fun with it. So I'm going to be putting this little tag together. Um, so the first thing, let me put this off to the side, is I did cut all my stuff from pattern paper. I wanted the colors to, I didn't want to kind of have to go through all my cardstock and try to find colors. So I got all the pieces cut from the Joyous Christmas paper collection, and I got all my little everything out of it: the flowers, the little houses, um, the tags themselves, frames. Everything is cut out of the pattern paper. The next thing I did is I went through all my pieces, and I already did a lot of them because, especially the smaller pieces, um, I have a lot of them. It was going to take me a lot of time to do it on camera. So I went ahead and inked all the edges of my pieces. I just have one piece here that I didn't ink. So I just took some of the frayed burlap color. I I like how that color, oops, there goes my ink dabber, just jumping out of my hand. I like how that color coordinates really well with the browns and the colors in this pattern paper. So I'm just going to go ahead and ink all the edges here, getting rid of that white core of the paper and adding just a little bit of more personality to the edges of my paper. So I went ahead and did that to the whole, to all my little pieces. As you can see, I have my base tag right here. Let me see. It looks like I lost my messages. Okay, there we go. Uh, Hello, Teresa. Yes, don't forget to like, comment, and share for a chance to win the $50 gift certificate. So yes, please. Hi, Femke. Angelica. Just trying to catch up on some of your conversations. Okay, so I have my base on my tag right here. And this is my second tag. So I want to layer, and then this is going to be basically the base where I'm going to build the little scene here with the houses and the little Christmas tree. So what I wanted to do with that was I wanted to have this dimensional frame right here. And in order to get that thickness, I was going to have to cut a lot of frames of cardstock. So what I did is, um, let me find my dies here. So these are the two tags from the die from where is my die? There we go. From the 2026 postage stamps die by Annette. So I took the two frames that go with the large postage stamp. I took those, taped them really good because I was going to be cutting 3 different pieces. I didn't want them to shift or anything. Taped them, and then I cut one frame out of the pattern paper, one frame to get the thickness out of that fun foam that you know, those sheets that you have at the craft stores for the kids. So I happened to have some red one, and I went ahead and cut one of those frames, and then I cut another frame of red cardstock. The reason I cut 3 of them is because the fun foam, I mean, the cardstock, it's nice and straight. The fun foam, it has a tendency of, doing this. So what I wanted to do is I wanted to make sure my frame didn't end up doing that when I positioned it on my cardstock, on my base. So I'm going to go ahead and glue pancake, basically not pancake, but make a little sandwich here with the two frames of paper, the cardstock frame here, the red cardstock frame. Then I'm going to glue on top of that cardstock frame, I'm going to glue the foam frame because I want to make sure that it's completely straight. It keeps the shape of the frame. I don't want it to be deformed of uh, just kind of skewed because of how it shifts and it moves. And then a lot of times also when you cut the fun foam with a die, it kind of stretches it. Um, so I like to always be able to, I always like to cut the pieces of cardstock just to keep the shape of that piece of the foam. So my next layer is my pattern paper frame. Just adding some glue to the whole thing so it secures well to the foam. And then I'm just going to add that on top of the frame. And this way, I know I have a nice straight frame. Oh, I keep, for some reason, I don't know why, I keep losing my... Hey, Belinda. Okay, so once I have that, and another thing I did with the foam, after I die cut it, I did go ahead and add some distress ink, some of that frayed burlap ink to the inside of the frame. The outside, I'm not so worried about it because I ended up covering it up with this vintage glass glitter. So I'm not going to bother about trying to distress it or get rid of some of that bright red. So now that I have the frame, I'm going to go ahead and glue that to the this kind of pretty, kind of grayish bluish paper. I like that as my background or as a kind of a sky color, and it has that splatter design from the paper, so it looks almost like it's snowing. in the background. So I'm just going to center this on my stamped piece, or my stamp shape. Okay, so that is going to be the base for my little village. So now I have the kind of a church tower, and I have the small little house, and I have also, I'm going to be using the largest tree, I think this one. And I need the roofs for the little house, for the little village. And these ones are, let me show you actually. Let me go through all the dies. So I'm using, for the florals, I'm using Florals 29. That's 2151. I'm going to be using one of the solids. I'm also doing the 2152, the lace florals. So I have two solids and one of the lace florals right here, and then two solids. I cut them in two different colors. I wanted the colors to just kind of stand out, the layers. Then I have the 2153 holly greenery. I'm doing the pine needles, also cut from the pattern paper. And here is the 2050, the snow village. So I'm doing the little church tower building, and then the small house, the trees, to build the little village. And then for that tag itself, I'm using the 2055 tab forward tags, and I'm doing it's that the largest tag, no, the second size down from the largest, and then the third size down from the largest, and as well as the tag toppers or reinforcers. I'm using these two. And then this is 2102 Sidekick Essentials 30 Basepage with ticket. I'm using this little folder tab for the month. And then this is 2058, the best of, and I'm using the little 2024 date from this one. One of them, the date I cut from pattern paper, and then the solid plate I cut from red cardstock. Once you layer them, you have the dates stand out. And then I'm using CS 293 journal dates and months. I'm using the December month to stamp on, that I will be stamping on the tab right here. So that's all the product or the die sets that I am using in stamps. So now let's go back to putting together the little village. They're little, and I already, as I mentioned earlier, I did go ahead and inked all the little edges of all these little pieces earlier, just because there's so many little pieces, and I was going to take a while if I did it on screen. So just go ahead, I'm just gluing these together. Hey, Marga. Oh, yes, Belinda, those little village houses, they are so fun to work with, and you can just coordinate them or use them with with pretty much every collection available from Elizabeth Craft Designs. So they are always so fun to work with. Okay, that is my two little houses, and I'm going to place them right here, and then the tree will go in the center. But for the tree, I don't want the tree trunk to be so to be so high, so I'm just going to fold it over like this to the back. And actually I need to trim it a little bit so it fits within the height of that frame. Let's do some foam dots. I do want a little bit of dimension, so I don't want them completely flat on the background, the little village houses. So I'm just going to put some foam dots on the back of these to give them a little bit of dimension. Okay, so we have there, and then so I saw Liz doing this the other day on her live, and I thought I was the only one that used to do it all the time, especially with the foam dots. Um, just because sometimes when you put it down, it's like the foam dot gets down, and then that's it. It's hard to move around. So, and when I saw Liz doing it, I'm like, oh, hey, I'm not the only one that does the whole foam dot and then the glue on top of it, just to make sure you have a little bit of time to shift things around if it lays on the wrong place. Okay, so there's this, and then a little bit over here so that I make sure that I can place it in the right place. See, and I didn't put it on the right place, so it was hanging over. And then for this one, I'm going to use a bigger dot so that it sits higher than the little houses. This one is for the Christmas tree. Just a little bit of glue on that little flap where I folded the tree trunk, and then place the tree on top of that. I'm just going to use my tweezers here to make sure that the tree trunk gets glued to the inside of the frame. And that is the little village. So I'm going to put that aside, and we have our little flowers. I also did cut some of the holly leaves, and then these. Let me get all of these little pieces here. So let's add a little bit of shaping to the flowers. They don't require a lot because I don't want them with a lot of dimension. So what I did with the leaves, I'm just going to use one of the larger tips on my stylus. Just kind of push it in from the edge to the center, and then I'm just doing a little bit of folding down the embossed line on that leaf. And I'm just going to do the same thing with all three of them. So here is our leaves, just a little bit of dimension, not a lot. For the pine needle branch, I'm just pulling it in from the tips of the needles to the center, and see how fast they curl. So, and I'm going to go ahead and cut these one, separate them, so that way it'll be a lot easier for me to build the little flower arrangement. And then here for my poinsettias, so I have one of the lace, and then I have two of the solid poinsettia. one out of the blue pattern paper and one out of lighter, it's kind of a light pale green color. I'm just going to run my stylus from the tip to the center of each petal. And then that is my two florals right there. Very simple, very easy. Doesn't take a lot of time. And then the same thing for my lace floral. So let's put these aside. Then I have, let's see. So I have my florals here. Let's glue these together, layer them. So I want the darkest color at the bottom. That's the base of the floral. Just a little bit of glue in the center. And then I'm going to do my lighter color, the two solids. And then the top layer is my lace floral. And here is our floral. And then the leaves and the little pine needles, those ones will be added once I have the tag put together. So let's let me go ahead and do my tag topper or reinforcer here. So this one will be for my smaller tag. Thank you, Michelle. Hi, Andrea. Okay, so here's one tag, and then this is my topper for the large tag. Okay, and then let's glue these two together so we have our date on our tag. So here's a little date tag. Trying to catch with everybody's comments. Thank you, Petra. Hi, Marlene. Okay, so oh, I also have uh, the little file folder tab right here, and on that one, I want to stamp the month December. I'm just using the same frayed burlap, and I'm just stamping that on my little file folder tab. So that's done. And this one is going to be glued right here on the side of the tag, of the smaller tag. Just some glue, and then just kind of aligned it. Hello, Louise. Thank you. Hi, Ruby. So here is the little tab, and then on the first one I did is I put this tiny little I added the tiny little brads. I just wanted a little bit of touch of metal. So I do have some little brads over here already, and I'm going to just kind of put two little holes into the sides of this tab and add the brads to that. when I was doing the first one, I had the brad set up and everything, and I had already glued this to the main tag, so I had to fight with it to get the brads on it after I had placed it on top of my main tag. So that was a little frustrating because I forgot them, but I was able to get them down. Okay, so now uh, let's go ahead and glue the tag, and I'm just going to do some foam tape. I do want that dimension. If you can see on the first one I did, you have a dimension, some dimension between all the layers. So I want to keep that. Uh, so just some foam tape here to keep that dimension. Oh, you guys want to copy it? Please go ahead. It was so fun. I was having a hard time figuring out what to do for the live, and after I put this tag together, I thought, well, you know what? This is perfect to do the live. So I will just recreate it, and here I am. I had a lot of fun putting together the first one. So, and I really, really like how it turned out. Um, so yeah, please copy it, have fun with it. um I just, when I was pulling all the stuff to do the first one together, to put the first one together, I just kind of went through all my stuff and I thought, okay, this, I think this will work, this will work. And I just started pulling things out of my you know uh drawer where I have all my dies, and I thought, I'll make all of these things work together. So here is our two dies, or our two tags. Yes, yes, they will make beautiful, beautiful tags for a special gift, that's for sure. And then I want to place my my image, or my little scene. So I want that one foam popped as well. So I'm going to kind of get an idea. So I'm placing it kind of where it's going to hang off the edge here. So that way I kind of know where my tape needs to go. So I don't place it over here off the edge. Um, so here we go. Should be enough. Maybe another piece. Make sure we secure that really well. So I want to keep that dimension on each layer. Oh, thank you, Tiffany. Yes, it is. It is a very, very pretty, elegant Christmas paper, and I just love how the colors turned out. So here is see about what I mean about placing it a little bit off the wrong. So here is 3 layers. Okay, now we have all our little floral pieces. So I'm just going to go ahead and glue the flower here. And I have to make sure that I can tuck in all my leaves and little branches underneath it. So I'm going to put a little bit of glue first on these ones and lay them down. because they all have to be tucked underneath the flower, and sometimes that works, but this arrangement is tight. It has to fit within that little corner. So I'm kind of lifting the flower, making sure I tuck everything into place. I always like to kind of glue the flower first because it's the main piece of the arrangement, and then kind of build everything around it. But with this one, I find that I need to tuck them a lot more underneath the flower itself. So I'm having to keep the flower off the paper or not glued until I place everything else down. This one I'm going to actually place it on the first tag, so it's tucked underneath the red tag. And then one more leaf, and you can see how everything is just kind of stacking on top of each other, and then the flower. And it kind of got a little flat on me while I was moving it, but there's my stylus. It's usually easier to push in the center with a stylus with a round tip. Okay, and there is our flower. Now we have our tag, and our I actually, for the little tag, I also wanted to do the tiny little brad. So luckily this one already has the little hole there. So I'm just going to put my brad through, open it up, and then that's how I kind of used it to secure it over here on the first one to the twine I used. So let me see, twine. So for the twine, I'm just going to take it and put it through the tag. And I don't know if you can see it, but it has a gold thread in it. So perfect for the feel of like kind of a vintage style tag. And then I'm just going to go ahead and make a bow end here. See if the size is right. A little bit. I need the handle, I need the loop long enough, and then the bow. Thank you, Anja. Yes, Belinda, you cannot have a tag with no sparkle in it, right? That's why I end up always doing glitter and stuff on my Christmas tag, because you always need that little sparkle on a Christmas tag. Okay, so here's my little bow. So I'm just going to kind of pull it up like that. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to glue that to the cardstock. So what I'll do first before I glue it is I'm going to secure the little tag to it. So I'm just going to, and I actually, just to make sure that that doesn't fall off, I'm using some fabric tack. Um, this is what I always use as adhesive when I'm gluing either anything with, that has fiber, ribbons. It just I just make sure that with a fabric tag, it's not going to fall off or. So I'm just going to put a little bit of that on the center here of the bow, then glue the tag, and then wrap around the brad around the uh the twine. I need the tweezers here, and I'll just kind of secure it between the glue and the brad. That little tag's not going anywhere. So now that I have that, I can go ahead and glue my bow, in place so it doesn't move around. Susan, yes, you can make it it can be an ornament. It can be a tag for a gift bag or a gift box. Actually, you can take this and just take like a 5x7 card base and then place that on your card, and then you can make that a card as well. So you can, it doesn't have to be just a tag. So if I wanted to make this an actual, like a Christmas card, which I actually, with all the tags I did for my 12 Flowers of Christmas videos, a lot of those tags, I ended up using them as Christmas cards. So I just created like a 5x6 or 5x7 card base. I put some pretty paper on that, and then I put my tag on top with some ribbon coming from the top and the bottom. And I actually did not get pictures of them as finished cards, but they turned out really cute. So you can do the same thing with this. Just place it on a card base, and you have a gorgeous Christmas card. So now that my twine is glued to the top right here, it's nice and secure, and my bow is all finished. Now we can add that sparkle. So I added some, I have this vintage gold glass glitter. So I wanted to have that sparkle and that kind of a vintage feel. Let me see, where's my tray for the glitter? So I went ahead and let me get the right glue for that. And so for the glitter, oh, thank you, Alma. Thank you, Jackie. So for the glitter, on the first one, I went ahead and put it all around the edge, on the outside edge of that frame. And then I put it in on the tree, the center of the flower, and almost like to resemble like a little bit of like snow, but I wanted that vintage kind of feel or look. So I'm just going to put a little bit of glue here and there, like here in the corners where it looks like it snowed and it just kind of piled up. Okay, and then I'm just going to pour that. Let me move this over here. That way you guys can see it better. And then with the tweezer, I'm just going to get kind of move that around so it kind of glues exactly where I want it. Okay. Then a little bit um, on the tree itself. How's everyone went? Tiffany, a shaker card. Oh yes, I actually thought about it, but I ended up not making it a shaker card because I thought, okay, that's going to take me a little bit probably longer than what I am allowed to time wise. So yes, that is a great idea to make the scene right here an actual shaker um, area. That would be really, really cute. Just a little bit of glue here and there on the tree. And I'm just pressing down just a little bit with my fingertip so that glitter kind of gets into the glue and it doesn't just all fall out when I shake it off. And because it's so much chunkier, you know, glass glitter, it's big chunks. I'm just kind of moving it over so it doesn't uh, glue everywhere where I don't want it. The twine, you know what? It's something that I found in my stash. It's twine, but it's not the thin one. It's a kind of a more thicker rustic twine, and it has a thread of gold. This one, I think I bought it last year, and I want to say I got it from one of the local craft stores. I don't know if it was like Hobby Lobby or Michael's or something like that. You know, they come out with all the twines and ribbons and stuff like that for the holidays, and that's where I found that one. But I think I've had it for about a year or so in my craft stash. So there's the little sparkle, and then for the uh, frame, I'm just going to go around the whole thing and just kind of cover that foam or the frame, the red foam with glue, and then pour the glitter in there, and that will take care of that, and it will give it that kind of vintage sparkle to it. Again, I just kind of move all that extra that it's kind of sticking around. That's the hardest side. Now on the other side. Same thing, a little bit of, just kind of pour it. I'm just going to use my fingertips and tap it lightly into the, tap that glitter into the glue. Okay. You can see all the pieces falling. Glittering always kind of takes a bit of time, especially depending on how much I'm just going to do this side as well at the same time. Trying to get around the little branches there. Okay. Just kind of shake it off a little bit so everything is off it. And then let's go ahead and do a good amount of glue in the center of the flower. So we have a nice sparkly center. Maybe add a little bit more. And just kind of move it into the center a little bit because it's spread out a lot. That's going to take a little bit to dry, but once it dries, the glue will be completely clear, so you won't see the white of it. Yay. How are we doing in time? 12:47. Oh, wow. That's not bad. Kind of clean up some of that glitter here that it's glued into. A little bit too much into the front of the frame. I want to be able to see the pattern of the paper of the frame, so I don't want it completely covered with a glitter. The glitter just I want just to cover the sides of the frame itself, not the front. So here you go. Lots of, not too much sparkle, not too much glitter, but it adds that pretty little finishing touch to the tag. Hey, Karen. Oh, that's okay. The replay will be posted in a little bit after it ends, so you will be able to rewatch it. Thank you, Anita. Hi, Els. Thank you. So here you go. These will make really pretty Christmas cards. Like I said, just make the tag, place it on a card base, and you're ready. Instead of maybe December, you could put Merry Christmas here or Happy Holidays. And I got to play with tons of different product, not just my florals. So I have all kinds of different collections here playing together, and that's the best part of it. So got two little Christmas tags. Hope I'm trying to catch up on your guys' conversation. Make sure if there's any questions, I can answer them. Thank you, Annette. Thank you, everyone. So here we go, all finished. I actually finished a little bit earlier than usual. uh, Thank you, Annette. I hope you all enjoyed the little demo, and hope everyone has a wonderful, safe holiday season, Christmas, Happy New Year. Hope you all get to enjoy it with all your loved ones. Let me switch my camera here real quick to say goodbye. But yes, thank you so much for joining me today, taking some time off your busy schedule to join me. Hope you enjoyed my little tag. Merry Christmas, everyone. Have a wonderful holiday time and see you next time. Bye bye.